Hello, I'm Pietro Micheli, and I'm Professor of Business Performance and Innovation at Warwick Business School. In the second video, we'll talk about digital innovation and digital transformation, which are key components of this rise of digital technology. In the previous video, we already covered digitization, automation, and business analytics. Digital innovation is a key component of how products and services are developed today. And you can think about digital innovation as a support for existing or future products and services. Think about your car. A lot of the innovation in car manufacturing have come into the digital interface that we now have, and the GPS and the parking assist and so on. Think about medical devices. A lot of companies are now capable of storing data about your usage of a certain product, be it an insulin pen or whatever, and trying to assist you in your health and well-being improvement. Think about a lot of companies that used to be just furniture manufacturers that now accumulate a lot more data about how people collaborate, and they're starting to introduce services about how to stimulate collaboration as opposed to just making furniture. And so in a wide varieties of organizations, we have the digital support that enhances what the product and service is like. Another key area is the one of the so-called connected home. We may be familiar with intelligent thermostats and the fact that you can access your thermostat and communicate with it, so to speak, through your phone. We will have a range of innovations from Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, Electrolux, and others into how we communicate with all sorts of devices. And now what is important is that, again, we have the technology on one side, but also the user experience on the other side. And if we stretch this further, that's when we get into digital transformation. Digital transformation is an expression that is used a lot, but sometimes inappropriately, because the emphasis is really on transformation, and not so many companies have been able to really transform into something. What do we mean by transformation? So think about, again, airlines. An airline can think about itself as a provider of a simple service, which is flying individuals or cargo from A to B. But you can also think that you're part of a travel experience. And so you can provide a lot more travel advice during the flight or after the flight to your customers. But that means that you need to improve a lot more your understanding of the customer, but also you need to partner up with a number of providers at the arriving location. Again, pharmaceutical firms are getting more and more into the idea that they are into the well-being and health of individuals. So it's not just about making pills or products, but it's much more about trying to make the lives of individuals better. And of course, they do this by communicating with healthcare providers, like your GPs and hospitals, as much as they do with individuals. These transformations, though, are underpinned by the adoption of technology and also by the fact that they can have the right people in the right place at the right time. And that is where the skilling up of people, but also the recruitment of new individuals really comes in. Because think about this, if you want to change the experience of individuals on a flight, in retail banking, in a hospital, you really need to have a different interaction that is really managed by understanding what your employees can do, but also what they should do. And developments are quite interesting in this field, where we've seen a lot of banks that have recruited people from the hospitality industry, because that's really what they need to do. They need to provide a different type of service. And again, the level of understanding of the customer is fundamental. So it's not just about R&D people working in pharmaceutical firms that come up with new compounds that then results in drugs, but it's much more about how can we improve the health of individuals with a certain condition. And so this is really changing the kind of nature of companies, but also what we call the business model, the way in which they function and the way in which they generate and capture value. And this is not so easy. It's easy to say, and to some extent the technology is already there, but it's the culture of the organization that also needs to change, and the type of people that we recruit and deploy in certain tasks is fundamental. If you'd like to have further information, please refer to the free downloadable illustrated guide on the Crown website.